7 months out of the year. Except
Good afternoon. Thank you for attending. I'm Sheriff Mark Podol, the Green Lake County Sheriff's Office. And I've called this press conference to give you the update to the community on the search of our missing kayaker, Ryan Borgart. And from now on, I'll reference him as Ryan. Before we get started, I just want to introduce my partners in this. We have the FBI, our Detective Bureau, DCI, Bruce's Legacy, and the Brown County Sheriff's Office. I'm going to start from the beginning. On August 12th, 2024, at 5:32 p.m., our office received a call from the Dodge County Sheriff's Office in reference to a subject that did not return home that evening, and the last known location he was Green Lake. Deputies headed that way, checked areas around the lake, and found Ryan's vehicle along with his trailer in the area of Dodge Memorial Park. And that's the western southern part of our county on our lake. We immediately deployed our boat, and at 6:31, two of our deputies found a capsized kayak in the western part of the lake in the area of the 220-foot depth of water. The last contact with the phone and with Ryan was around 10:45, and when we first got it was around 6 o'clock the next morning. I immediately called my partners through the DNR and requested boats. My second call was to Bruce's Legacy. Bruce's Legacy has helped us in the past with drownings that we've had on our lake, and the reason why is because of the depth of our lake. Our lake is 238 feet, the largest inland lake in Wisconsin. We assembled around 8:30 that Monday morning to get our plan in place as to what we were going to do. As you can see in the screen behind me, shows the location of data guides that guided our search. There was a number of pings that we got from the phone that Ryan had contact with his wife, and that would have been Sunday evening. And the last one, where it shows you on there, it says last ping, that was one where he told her that he was going to be turning around and heading towards shore soon. We then got around 11:50-ish, and that was just the last ping that we got on the phone. So we started to search that area extensively, our patrol boats, the DNRs, and we continued to do that. And at 1:15 p.m. that Monday, Bruce's Legacy arrived. Our plan was to put him into the deeper end with his sonar, and that he would search that. We use side sonar in the DNR boat, in our boat, to do the shallower part of the lake. We concluded that time, and our game plan was to start again on Tuesday, and that's what we did. At 6:30, we regrouped, and we started our search. The DNR, our search crew, along with Bruce's Legacy. At around 9:30ish, there were some boaters out there in one boat with two fishermen on. Were casting along the bottom of the lake, and they come up with a fishing rod. That fishing rod was taken as evidence, photographed, and was identified by the wife of the victim. So we continued to search, figuring that could have been a point of interest. And at 3:45 that same day, Tuesday, we found, someone called and said that they found a tackle box. The stuff inside that tackle box had a wallet and keys and a license belonging to Ryan. We continued to search that day, and we continued to search the rest of the week with our resources. We got into a couple weeks, and it was on August 24th, we decided that which we did, and also we brought in a dive team, 2 divers, very experienced and willing to assist us. As we did our duties that day, we started out with our dogs until 11 o'clock a.m. They got a couple hits. The divers went in. These divers have dove into Green Lake, and they dove in on the east end quite a few times and felt that there was not going to be any problem. The one thing that they didn't realize, and they found out Saturday night, was it's very murky on the west side. So they come up. They didn't come up with anything other than these 2 divers were dedicated to our department, and we're going to make sure that they were coming back the next day to do a different plan and dive. They came back that Sunday at 7 o'clock a.m. We had our plan in place. And the one thing that they made sure to me that they said, Sheriff, I can guarantee you when we come up, that body of water that we covered, he's not going to be there if we can't. They're guaranteed that they're going to cover that. So they did. They come up, and there was nothing we could find. So we continued our search throughout, and it continued through 54 days. I think it was 8 weeks. And during that time, it was unbelievable the amount of support that our community gave my department. It was unbelievable. From food to gift cards for Bruce's Legacy to a thank you. And they were proud of us. They were proud that we were not giving up, and we were not. We continued. And on October 4th, which was a Friday, I met with Keith from Bruce's Legacy. And he said to me, he said, Sheriff, he says, I've done a lot of searches. And I can't find him. He said, we searched and we searched. And if you see that, the picture that's on the screen behind me, all the yellow is where Keith searched. That was every spot of that western water of our lake. With that being said, he also told me that, Sheriff, don't worry. I'm not giving up. He called the company and was asking for another piece of equipment, a top-notch sonar, and it was a new one, but it's going to be a couple weeks out. So October 7th, I got my crew together, my 3 detectives and my chief deputy and myself. We met and we talked and we said we got to go a different direction. And they did. The direction we went was offline, and we found out that his name was run on August 13th. Wow, yeah. That was something we didn't expect. So, these people that I have up here today, these are my partners. You reach out to them when you need help. Been helping us ever since. We started with Customs, Homeland Security, FBI, Wisconsin Department of Criminal Investigations, and my staff. We made contacts. A digital forensic analyst of a laptop that through the wife, searching that, the disappearance that we have found that he was in some place in Europe. Through that forensic analyst, we recovered that he replaced his hard drive on the laptop. He cleared the browser on the day of his disappearance. He sank the laptop into the cloud on August 11th. He took photos of his passports. We found out that he moved funds to a foreign bank, changing his email and communication with a woman in Uzbekistan. He took out a $375,000 life insurance policy in January, and he purchased airline cards. Due to these discoveries of the new evidence, we were sure that Ryan was not in our lake. Of Keith Cormacan of Bruce's legacy cannot be overstated. His dedication and persistence in searching efforts was unmarkable. And finally, his confidence that he could not find a body in the western part of our lake drew us in a direction that we were not looking. Keith is certainly the one and does the best thing in his craft. Our investigation has many steps to take. It's a puzzle that we're putting together. We got many pieces, but we got a lot more pieces to find. Our goals are to identify any crimes that have been committed by any individuals who assisted with this crime, investigations and the aspects of the crime with the assistance of our state and federal international partners. Pursue for expenses and search funded by the taxpayers. We put in a lot of time, 54 days we put in. But Keith put in 28 of them days on that lake searching for Ryan. When he wasn't searching for him, he was looking over data. He was looking over data to figure out if he missed something. I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to all the entities that assisted. Our expert divers, our canine cadaver dogs, Norton's Dry Dock, Peerless Boat Rental, Bayview Motel, Green Lake Community. Our community supported us 110%. And the community that Ryan came from supported his family 110%. Bruce's legacy. I'd like to thank the dedication of my sheriff's office. But most of all, I want to thank the family. I want to thank his wife. That is one strong lady. Whenever we called on her, she always responded and she gave everything that she could for us. I cannot imagine what she's going through and they're going through. It's really hard because one, they felt dad was drowned. A day ago they found out that he wasn't. There's one thing that I ask. I ask that the media please give the family space and time. It's important. If you want to do something, do that for them and do that for me. If there is someone out there that has either knowledge or unknowledge assistance with Ryan in his efforts, we encourage you to contact us. We plead that you contact us at the number that is shown on the screen. It's the Green Lake County Sheriff's Office, 920-294-4134, extension 1162. If there are people that want to remain anonymous, all you have to do is call our Crime Stopper tip. Text "get them" to 847411 or 1-800-GET-THEM. There's one last thing I want to do. And this is to Ryan. Ryan, if you're viewing this, I plead that you contact us or contact your family. We understand that things can happen. But there's a family that wants their daddy back. That's all I have.
Are you able to talk about what charges might be brought against him, or is it too early for that?
It's too early. We're in that process, and that's why we're here today, because we had a very narrow window that we were going down, very narrow door. Not a lot of people knew what was happening, and we kept it pretty tight-lipped, because the most important thing was the family and where them kids. And I'm telling you, October was a long month, but we made it. We did. And now that we're branching out, we're going to involve a lot more people, and the charges will be there.
Is there any sense of a motive of why he would do something like this?
No.
Do you believe there was anyone assisting him in getting out of the country, anyone else involved?
We're not sure. We're still going down that path, and that's why I put out the plea. If there's somebody out there, please do it for his family.
And do you have an estimate of how many taxpayer dollars might have been spent searching for him?
No, I don't. We got a total tally, I should say, we put together. But the one thing about our county, you worry about money. But the most important thing was we never got any pushback from nobody. They knew we had a mission to do out there, and we were going to do that mission. And my whole goal was I needed to give closure to this family.
Do you consider anybody else a suspect at this time?
No.
Do authorities believe that he is in Uzbekistan, and if so, are you working with authorities overseas to try and find him?
We do not know that, where he is. We know that he's not in our lake, okay? And his partner's right up here that stand next to me. They're the ones that are helping. They're the ones that have the contacts, and how we're going to keep on going.
Sheriff, you sounded very frustrated at this entire situation, and this is your county where you grew up. What is on your heart right now, wanting to give back to the taxpayers for basically this gentleman deciding to flee the country and basically tell a lie?
Well, it's not give back, okay? They elected me as sheriff for a reason. And the reason was to do what they wanted best. And that is, they always appreciate it, okay? We're a close-knit county. And there's a lot of issues with law enforcement in a lot of places. It's not Green Lake County. We got the support. And say, it's costing us a lot of money. They say, Sheriff, we appreciate what your department's doing, and we're proud of you.
Do you have any other information you're able to share about the woman he was contacting in Europe?
No, I don't.
Would he be extradited back to the U.S. to be held responsible for spending all this money searching for him, or?
We're not quite that far yet. We're working on it. We are. But the next steps.
How is the family doing?
The family is doing rather well. We met with them earlier today. It was a big shocker to them. Okay? Except the one person, and that was the... And, it was hard because of her kids. And she couldn't tell them. And, people come up to her and still say, hey, we're thinking about you. And that lady is very strong, very strong.
There's no information pointing to any members of the family having any connection with Ryan.
How old are the children?
High school age and grade school.
Who ran his name?
Our department did.
Okay. On August 13th?
No, October.
October 7th. Okay.
Yeah.
And do you think that he actually did leave the country?
Everything that we have found, we're in a good position that we know he left, and he's someplace out there. He is. All we want to make sure is he's safe. There's a lot of things that could happen, but just to go on, and I can't do it by myself, and that's why I have the great partners that we can work with. And DCI is a very close partner, Department of Criminal Investigations.
And where did you say Ryan was from?
Watertown.
So that the community has offered a lot of support. Can you elaborate a little bit more on what that support means and to you?
Yeah, when we did our searching with our cadaver dogs and our divers, Norton's Dry Dock, they said, Sheriff, whatever you need for boats, we got them. And they furnished the operators, and that was 3 days. Because I forgot one that I called one of the divers back. Because I just, in my heart, I felt like we needed to search this one area. And that was one of the hot spots. And he came back, and he did that for 3 hours. So we had that. We had a number of gift cards that were sent in, Bruce's Legacy. A lot of thank yous, and thank yous mean a lot. We had a lot of people that would drop off food to us and help us, our Lake Association. And we had a doings down in the southern part of our county, Kingston. They had a chicken barbecue, and it was on the Sunday that we were searching. And they knew we were searching, and they came up and they gave us 15 dinners. So we had something to eat. And that speaks volumes of, our community.
Do you know when he left the country?
We know that he was run August 13th, 2024.
When you mean he was wrong, what does that mean?
Somebody ran his passport It was? Do we have anything else? If not, thank you for coming, and that's it.
Yeah, I thought so.
So I'll email the notes for this as well as the PowerPoint. That's going to go to everyone who received the notice of present.
And that includes the photo of him.
Yeah, and we'll do the entire PowerPoint, and then we'll do the.
Perfect, just want to double check. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
we will at some point.
And you said this will all be emailed.
Yep. He said he's going to email the PowerPoint out to everybody.